Hello there viewers and welcome back to the episode of Graham to Glory with me, Dr. Benji FM, and we're kicking things off today with a Jamie Vardy transfer, of course, at the end of last episode, which was a little while ago now. I did say we'd be signing a player at the start of this episode, and Jamie Vardy, for 2,300 quid, that is a bargain in my opinion, has been signed to the club, and it then left us then to go into our first game, and I thought we'd give Jamie Vardy the start, Graham out, Vardy in, and we'll see how we'll get on in this game with our predominantly Premier League 11. So as we sit here now searching for a game, I should say, the further up in the divisions you seem to go on FIFA this year, it does take that little bit longer to find an opponent, which I thought was a bit strange. I thought, actually, the higher divisions at this stage, even then, I'm not even like at the top divisions, I'm sort of middling, I'd find games more easily, but no, it doesn't seem to be the case. Anyway, we came up against this guy, his main BPL side, again, had Vardy himself, Rashford, Juan Matas in there as well, Klassen, Bakayoko, Wijnaldum, Danny Rose, David Luiz, Rudiger, Hector Bellerin, and Kasper Schmeichel. So it's Jamie Vardy versus Kasper Schmeichel, a Leicester battle-off, we'll call it. And we'll see then who comes out we'll see who comes out on top in this one. Sentences are said better when they're in the correct order. So here we are then, Graham to Glory versus Cabby Malone, I think it might have said. First goal of the game then, hopefully to come from a penalty. Oh, I've sort of teased that there. David Luiz with a crunching challenge out on that far side. I didn't actually initially realise we'd got a penalty, but apparently we did do. Oxlade-Chamberlain was fouled, and Santi Cazorla steps up. He's pretty clinical from the spot, so not that I spoiled it before, but no, he doesn't score. See? Mind games. Kasper Schmeichel makes the save. So a good chance for us to go 1-0 up, and we didn't take it, but it didn't take us long. Dele Alli combines with Jamie Vardy, who finds the back of the net, beats his Leicester teammate Kasper Schmeichel. And I do think Jamie Vardy offers us that little something different in the forward areas. Danny Graham, Charlie Austin, quite similar strikers. Daniel Sturridge offers us something a little bit different, but the pure pace of Jamie Vardy isn't something we've had in this series too much. And at half-time then gave us the 1-0 lead. It was then into the 64th minute when our next highlight came along. Santi Cazorla slides the ball through to Jamie Vardy, who just gets there. I actually hate that sort of finish on FIFA. I think it's... I'll say quite. I think it's bollocks. I think the fact that the players sort of dive forward for the ball is a bit ridiculous in the manner in which that happens. And it was time for a hat-trick. No, it wasn't. 90th minute on the clock. Jamie Vardy misses what I would consider to be a sitter, which is a bit of a shame. Could have had the perfect debut for us, but no, it wasn't to be, and that ended the game then. A 2-0 win on the debut of Jamie Vardy. Not too bad at all. And you'll see here from the league table, first of all, coins in the bank, 1,500 coins, but we are just one win away from the title, which means our next game could see us pick up a couple of players. You'll notice there, by the way, I've not signed a player. I'm carrying it on until hopefully we win the league towards the end of the episode. I guess we'll have to stay tuned to find out if that happens. So now I've got one in hand. So if you're confused to why in the future maybe I'll buy more than the players allocated, that is why, because we sort of said we'll wait, because there wasn't anyone that I really needed at this stage. I thought if you can get 3 players, you can make quite a jump in your squad. You can go for players that maybe you wouldn't sort of originally think. Like rather than slotting one player in, you can kind of create a section of a team, sort of the centre back, maybe a right back and a goalkeeper, something of that nature. So I guess we'll see as we move forward. Anyway, into this game he went. You've already seen his team. It wasn't too bad, but it was a 1-0 lead from us. And a little switch up in teams as well. Robin van Persie, who we signed a few episodes ago, makes his... I don't know if it is his debut, actually. I'm not too sure. But anyway, gets the first goal of the game against Small Heath FC. And, yeah, it gives us a quite comfortable 1-0 lead. It was then Van Persie again, who's not the quickest in the latter stages of his career. Plays the ball across to Icardi. Those two linking up quite nicely. As Icardi cuts inside, takes on his man, and finds the post, only for Jorginho Wijnaldum to apply the finish. Then 2-0, half an hour gone. Feeling pretty comfortable in this one. 2 games so far that have been... I don't want to say they've been easy, but they've been comfortable, we'll put it that way. So there you are, 2-0, looking good. And who was going to get the next one, of course? But at 2-0, I always find the third goal to be most important. Quincy Promise with a lovely little turn, cut inside, and chopped down by Chris Smalling. You'll see this from another angle. This is one of the worst challenges in FIFA history. Just bang! I mean, he kicks him straight up in the air. He goes down, rightly so. I mean, I would have gone down in that situation. So it's up to Icardi to finish the penalty if he could, and he could. And I know I've scored it, but I can't help look at that and be disgusted. The amount of times I've played Foot Champions this year and seen that sort of nonsense happen makes me annoyed. Icardi then plays in Wijnaldum again for another goal. 4-0 on the stroke of half-time, and things going really well. Wijnaldum, he's got a fantastic engine. I think his pace on the game was around 81, so he gets up and down really, really easily. And yeah, 2 goals for him in this one. You can see from the half-time stats there, were pretty dominant, and the scoreline suggests that as well. I think it's fair to say. So resuming the match in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 46th minute, straight into the second half. and our shot's blocked until Icardi puts it into the back of the net. And this is 5-0, and you're thinking at this stage, is this rage quit territory? You'd think it would be, but I think he carries on for a little bit longer, to be fair. So 5-0, Van Persie, Wijnaldum and Icardi on the score sheet. Now this was towards the end of the game. It's a header from the back. I think it's Van Dijk that does it. Brozovic then plays it forward. And now Icardi and Van Persie race forward. Van Persie, the best decoy run by a player I'm not controlling I've ever seen. And a lovely little finish. But that was just to show that the counter-attacking verve that I have with my FIFA skills isn't too bad at all. You can see Van Dijk there celebrating with Icardi. He was the first player to head it away. It really was defence into attack. And at 6-0 then, 90th minute, that was indeed that. And of course, as you'll remember, that secured us the title in the division. You'll see there, Icardi with a 10.0 rating, playing very well. 7,600 coins. That's part of the reason we waited until now to sign a couple of players, and we'll see who we can get then. 3 players were on offer. You can see 3 shots for him, 20 for us. We played pretty well in that one. And an average record in that division, you've got to say, 6 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. Not fantastic, and a record of 26-7 with 3 draws in there is, I'd say, just slightly above average, not massively so, but 12,600 coins to spend, as well as some other little bits and pieces you can see coming in from some of the challenges. We've got a lot of players right now without contracts, a couple of injuries, so it was off to buy some players. And initially, I thought, right, let's go French. We don't have a French connection so far. We've got players of all other sorts going around so far. We've got some Serie A boys, of course. We've got Premier League. We've got some Spaniards currently, but then a change in mindset. I thought what we'd do is go Brazilian. So we start off with Ederson in goal, and you might be able to see then, if we're buying 3 players, where this is going. So first things first, Ederson from Manchester City. He can play in our Premier League team as well, and maybe ahead of Adrian now. So it was off to get some defenders into the team. So we were looking through Brazilian defenders. Who could we get? And there was 2 boys that stood out to me the most. If we've just signed one and I've missed it, I'm a little bit confused. But Marquinhos, I think, is that who we go for? We do indeed. Not that expensive either, Marquinhos. 2,800 coins I think we got him for there. So we go straight into the van. And I think then, you can see, one Jesus comes in as well. Jesus. Jesus? I don't know what you'd say. I think Gabriel Jesus is said. But I don't say Jesus because it's not Jesus Christ, is it? But anyway, we create a team then. There's only one name for this. It was Brazilian Greja because I ran out of letters, which was a shame. So then obviously we created our little Brazilian backline. You can see we've got quite a few Brazilians. We could well create a bit of a Brazilian squad as we venture towards the upper divisions. The formation, though, will have to be decided. And I'll see you to start a new division next time.